Hey everyone, it's Crypto Profit back with another video, and today we're going to be jumping into the crypto market and talking about some of the big things going on around the market. Obviously, the downfall has continued on. We see Bitcoin right around 20K still, and a lot of different things are taking place. We're seeing Michael Saylor buying some Bitcoin. We're also seeing here crypto hedge fund Three Arrows getting liquidation order. We have the crypto fear and greed index continuing to decline. A lot of stuff to really kind of jump into today. So let's get straight into it here with the first article. Crypto hedge fund Three Arrows gets liquidation order. This plans really asset sales, including holdings in crypto startups, and then Teneo partners appointed by court to handle liquidation as well. So those are some kind of bullet points to understand in this article. But the big thing I want to jump into is the prominent crypto hedge fund, like I said, Three Arrows Capital, has defaulted on a loan worth more than $670 million. Digital asset brokerage Voyager Digital issued a notice on Monday morning stating that the fund failed to repay a loan of $350 million in the US dollar pegged stablecoin USDC and another 15,250 Bitcoin worth of about $323 million at today's prices. So the prominent crypto hedge fund Three Arrows Capital has defaulted on a huge loan. This could obviously mean many others are struggling. Many other we've talked about these capitals before, these venture capitals that have these investment strategies, and they all really kind of started at the same time. A lot of them started in the middle or in the midst of a bull market. So it was going really well. They continued to ramp up their investments, ramp up the amount of money spent and loaned, and now we're seeing problems across a lot of these. I want to jump, though, into the crypto fear and greed index before we jump into the Grayscale investment. This is a big deal, by the way. The Grayscale Investments initiating a lawsuit against the SEC. There is this fear and greed index, and I thought this was very interesting. If you take a look at the overall fear and greed index, we're actually at the lowest point ever, pretty much. I mean, obviously, at some point we were a little bit lower way back in 2018, but when it comes to the fear and greed index, 11 is basically the lowest of the low. We can take a look at the last 3 months. We've come all the way from 52 straight down to this 11 mark and really continuing to find lower levels every single day. If you look at the last month alone, we did have a 6 back in June 19th and June 18th, but it's not much better at an 11 right now. So let's jump into the Grayscale Investments here, with the Grayscale Investments initiating the lawsuit against the SEC. So here, files petition for review with the United States Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit. The Grayscale basically Investments, the world's largest digital currency asset manager, today announced that its senior legal strategist, former U.S. Solicitor General, and partner at Munger, Tolles, and Olson as well, filed or kind of filled that petition for review with the United States Court of Appeals. And we're going to see what takes place here, because the Grayscale support and believes in the SEC's mandate to protect investors, maintain fair, orderly, and efficient markets, and facilitate capital formation. And we are deeply disappointed by really them disagreeing with the SEC's decision to continue to deny the spot Bitcoin ETFs. And that's the big thing. So the SEC is denying the decision, or really they made the decision to deny or continue to deny the Bitcoin ETFs from coming to the U.S. market. And Grayscale has had absolutely enough of that. This could be a very big deal. We're going to have to follow this very closely here on the channel, because, like I said, this could definitely determine which direction and how far away we are from that direction to that bull market. So I want to jump over to the next kind of coin market cap chart here. And this one talks about the global cryptocurrency chart and the total cryptocurrency market cap. And this is something kind of interesting to me at the very least, because it does follow pretty much or very closely the Bitcoin chart when it comes to values. I'm not going to jump too much into this, but you can see that back January 2018, or I think it was January 2018, January 8th, it looks like, we had about an $813 billion market cap. Now we're sitting at about a $929 billion market cap. We've almost touched that peak from its previous 2018 bull run. So crazy to think we could go too much lower. I will say, guys, this is the crypto market. Anything can happen. FUD is out there. Big time players can manipulate this market very easily. However, it's going to be a great time to continue to dollar cost average in my opinion. So always do your own research. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I do want to jump over to the next article. So Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy purchased another $10 million of Bitcoin over the past 2 months. MicroStrategy on Wednesday morning said it purchased 480 Bitcoins for about $10 million at an average of $20,817 per coin during the period from May 3rd to June 28th, that is. So we are seeing more dollar cost averaging in by Michael Saylor as well, which is great to see. Obviously, trying to take advantage of the dip. A lot of people are speculating different things. Obviously, he didn't buy 100 million. He didn't buy more than 100 million. He bought 10 million. So does he think it's going to go lower? Because if it wasn't going to go lower, would he spend more money? And that's exactly what you're going to see here with one of the replies. So we have increasing your stake by less than 0.004% seems more like an attempt to influence the market by demonstrating your conviction to other investors. But if you're so sure Bitcoin is so cheap, why not $100 million? You must think there's still a lot of downside left in this move. This is by Peter Schiff, obviously a guy that's been hating on crypto and Bitcoin for quite some time as he invests in gold himself. But it's definitely good to see that, after many people talked about how he's going to be liquidated, how they're going to have all these problems, they are investing another $10 million. This doesn't mean that there couldn't be problems here in the future, but as of right now, it looks like Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy are going to continue to invest in Bitcoin where they can. This is, like I said, definitely a good thing. As we continue to see investors, and really we actually just saw, I don't know if you guys know much about the Impulsive podcast, but with Logan Paul, you actually had Mr. Wonderful on there. They talked about crypto quite a bit. The cool thing about that is Mr. Wonderful, during that, he talked about how they're starting to see in these kind of conferences more and more investors that you didn't typically see before. They're smart investors with a lot of money. They're business backed, and that's something that's very, very exciting. Industrial investors, we need them. Obviously, retail investors don't have near as much money as some of these very, very wealthy investors that, like I said, Mr. Wonderful saw in the last conference room. So very, very good to see this stuff taking place. We're obviously kind of pushing toward that bull run potential. It's just not going to be taking place in the next week or next month, in my opinion. I think we are, a couple months at the very least away from that kind of next bull run move or momentum swing. But there's a lot of opportunities in the space, and I kind of want to re-mention that. If you go over to crypto, or actually we're on coinmarketcap.com. If you go to coinmarketcap.com, you can see all the different cryptocurrencies that have been just struggling in the last 7 days. If you look by 7-day percentages on the decline, alone, you're still seeing, 13 to 10, or really, I guess 10 to 13% decreases across the board for some of these altcoins, whether it's Helium, Kasama, AMP, Hedera Hashbar, or Hedera HBAR, I should say, Aave, Elrond. There's so many great coins. Chainlink is one of them, seeing an 11.15% decrease in just the last 7 days. A lot of opportunity out there. That's all I'm going to say in today's video when it comes to the actual cryptocurrencies themselves, those altcoins that are continuing to offering themselves out. But like I said, a lot of different stuff taking place with the Three Arrows Capital. We had Grayscale Investments with the lawsuit against the SEC, and we also had the Michael Saylor MicroStrategy purchasing another $10 million of Bitcoin over the last 2 months. So if you guys kind of like today's update, little crypto news segment, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn notifications on. You can also follow me on Crypto Profit YT on Twitter. I'll try to continue to give you guys updates. The most recent one being Link is now on Robinhood. This was June 28th. It was a big deal for me and a lot of you guys because Link is one of our big time topics here on the channel. Thank you guys again for tuning in, and I'll see you all in the next one.